We are part of the Fired Up Sports Network of shows. Please check out other Fired Up Sports Network podcasts like the P-Lot Pod, Water Cooler Talk, Bell Smashers, Philly Sports Love and Pain, Drunk on Broad, Beer Battered Sports, and the Fired Up Sports Show, which are available on all major podcasting hosting sites and social media. Also, check out Mark Ramos' Roundup on firedupsports.com, which breaks down the happenings going on with all your favorite local teams.
Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions.
E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles!
Swinging a miss, struck him out. The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Flyers are going to win the Stanley Cup. The Flyers win the Stanley Cup for the lead. Yes!
Iverson, wow, what a fake off Daniels as he broke his ankles and got all the way to the cup.
What up? What up, my boys?
I'll tell you what is up. The score.
The champs? You mean
Whenever the Eagles play the Cowboys, the score is up.
yeah, 41-7. 41-7. But you know, according to
41-7.
Micah Parsons, if you take away the scoreboard, the game was a lot closer.
Yeah, that might have been one of the world's stupidest takes.
Someone said he's going to make a real terrible analyst one day.
If you take away the 5 best plays,
Yeah.
it would have been a better game.
You got
No
shit
shit,
on by
Sherlock.
a backup and a fucking third-string quarterback. And I'm not saying that to, like, denounce, like, the play of those guys. But, like, you started your fucking defense. All right? Like, your job is to stop them. Tanner McGee carved you up. And I love Tanner McGee. The Mormon Missile. We are high on that dude, like, all preseason, all three of us. Like, he has the intangibles to be a really good starting quarterback or just an awesome
really
backup
does.
for us.
Yeah.
And he carved you the fuck up. So Micah Parsons, sit down, shut the fuck up, and listen to what we're going to say. Because I know Micah Parsons watches this. Because who doesn't? I mean, we have our Russian crowd is through the roof. Pretty sure they're just trying to hack us, but, you know, we're in there. We're in there.
All right.
And then they hacked us and they found out we have nothing. So fuck them. Disappointed. Just like Micah
Yeah,
Parsons.
I mean, listen,
41-7.
you negated Michael Parsons completely, right? 2 tackles on the day. No sacks. No, like you didn't hear his name called almost at all.
No.
And the funniest, did you catch the clips that came out today with the mic'd up, the Jordan Mailata mic'd up?
No.
No, I missed that.
Mailata's basically just like, it's time. It's time. And basically just like running his mouth, just like talking shit to him the whole game. And it was just like, I'm here for it all. It was really, really, the game started a little funky.
Yeah.
And then it just went off the rails.
Yeah. It erupted. And I went nuts with that CJ-GJ interception. And the best part was, I love the fact that I have the Xfinity Stream app on my phone. I can't watch the Eagles games, but I can watch Red Zone because I have to be home for like the ABC, NBC, Fox channels. But they're like, oh, we're cutting to the Eagles. Look at this play that just happened. And it's like, oh, shit, CJ-GJ took it to the house. Let's go. And then, yeah, it was just fucking amped up all day from that.
I'm pretty sure I did a lap around the first floor.
Yeah,
it was like jump, like it was almost like I jumped around. Like I jumped off the couch and like was like in the living room. They're taking down Christmas decorations. I'm back in the den, like through the kitchen. Like it was that was and that right there just kind of kicked it off, right? And it was kind of wild because at one point the Cowboys had run like 18 plays before the Eagles ran one.
Yeah. I mean,
And then
it's incredible you made it to the show, Don. I thought you would have pulled something.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Listen,
Are you okay, Don?
I'm working out the bumps.
You ran and you pulled a shoulder? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Listen, my shoulder's all fucking. What the hell's going on? Just getting old. Getting old, getting injured, getting off the couch.
Are you? What's your status for Sunday? Are you resting with the starters? Or are you?
It's going to be a break.
I'm going to give the shot. Yeah, there's no leaves to be raked. There's only trash cans to be dragged down to the street. I think I'm gonna sub in the almost 14-year-old to take the trash cans out. And
attaboy. That's what kids are. Free labor.
That's
hell yeah.
That's right. But listen, that game was never a game. It was never a game, and you put up 17 in the second quarter. You put up another 10 in the third quarter. Like you said, you have the Kenny Pickett gets, even with the bum ribs, is still doing multiple tush pushes in a row.
He got fucking cracked. He got cracked twice. I was like, what is he doing? Throw the ball away. And I feel so bad because they're roughing one. I'm like, dude, they just literally just took a cheap shot at him. He let go of that ball, and that was like 4 steps before he got cracked.
Yep.
I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you...
He got a shot before the game for Payne.
Did
he?
He
got a shot at halftime, and he couldn't even make it. He couldn't even make it through the second half.
I know.
He's like, I can't do the shit.
Like,
I'm sure he needed shots. I'm sure he needed them all.
He's back hanging out with Brett Favre.
Catch him at the club, shooting a whiskey.
Dude, he needed something to get through that game. He got fucking killed.
He did.
Oh, man, he took a shot. I was like, oh, that's going to hurt. And then all of a sudden, I see Tandem game, like, thank God. Thank God, bring him in. This is what I wanted to see anyway.
Right, and your boy had, like, the world's greatest stat line, Rich. 3 of 4, 54 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, kid does what he does.
2 for touchdowns.
Kid does what he does. I mean, there's nothing, like, really to highlight from that game besides the fact A.J. Brown made that ridiculous one-handed catch. Yes, he was out of the end zone, but that fucking catch was ridiculous. Devontae was just feasting on...
Oh, Calcaterra.
Yeah, Grant Calcaterra.
Dude.
The Calcaterra catch was great, and it extends the drive early. Some of the offensive line play was great. Some of the highlights of when these guys are pulling and they're basically just Mailata just destroying. Cam Jurgens pulling out.
Dude.
Cam Jurgens has logged over 1,000 snaps.
Warrior.
He's a beast.
Somebody get that man a day off.
Pro Bowl.
And he's a Pro Bowler.
Just wild.
And I mean, Mailata gets the shaft.
Yeah, but he gets all pro.
Oh,
dude, it's the
listen,
same shit. It's a popularity contest. Same shit happened to Amon-Ra St. Brown. What was it, last year or the year before that? Dude goes off and he gets snubbed for the Pro Bowl, but he's first team All Pro. It's like, wait, what? I don't make the Pro Bowl, but I'm first team All Pro. I would rather take that. I would take the first team All Pro. That's, to me, is more important than winning.
You want the Tanner McKee stat or you want the Jordan Mailata stat first?
Tanner McKee.
First player in NFL draft area history to have multiple touchdown passes in their debut while attempting less than 5 passes.
Yes.
Pretty
Jordan Mailata.
All right. Now Jordan Mailata gets snubbed from the Pro Bowl. The 3 guys now they don't do right tackle, left tackle. They just do 3 tackles, right? So you got Lane Johnson, Penei Sewell, and Tristan Wirfs. When you look at the three sets of stats, when you compare Penei Sewell, who is
he's a dog,
wildly great, right? Panay Sewell lets up 6 sacks. Jordan Mailata 1.
Hmm.
22 hurries. Jordan Mailata 13. Fourth highest graded offensive tackle in the NFL. Jordan Mailata, number 1.
Jeez. Popularity contest.
All pro.
It
All pro.
really does give you the feels of like we can't put both guys from one team.
Yeah.
But yeah. Mhm.
I mean,
We gotta pick one.
Like, come on, Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce did not deserve to get to Pro Bowl over Jonnu Smith in the AFC. I would have gave it to Brock Bowers and Jonnu Smith. Like, that's who I would have gave it to. Jonnu Smith was a key focal point to that Miami team. Travis Kelce was decent all year. If we're going stat-wise, I think Jonnu probably had a better year than Travis. But it's like that, again, it's a popularity contest.
Yep. You could have made an argument for our whole offensive line.
Yeah, they should have all been there. Like, Becton at guard should have been there.
All of them.
But hey,
it's the whole team.
The whole team. Quinyon Mitchell had better stats than Devin Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Because
hold on.
Just because
hold on.
Yeah.
I got a stat set for Quinyon Mitchell, who got the Pro Bowl snub when you compare him to Byron Murphy, who was selected. Completions allowed. Byron Murphy, 70. Quinyon Mitchell, 40. Yards allowed. Byron Murphy, 720. Quinyon Mitchell, 447. Touchdowns allowed. Murphy, 4. Mitchell, 2. Pass breakups. Murphy, 5. Quinyon Mitchell, 9.
Yeah. Interception, 0. Brian Murphy had how many? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's a popularity contest because he also had better stats than Devin Witherspoon, who is there as well. Like,
yeah.
And Gardner Johnson didn't get it over Buda Baker. Like, was Derwin James really that fucking good this year? Like, I feel like it's the same safeties over and over again. Like, and
it seems like once you make the Pro Bowl, you just kind of make it for infinity.
Yeah, forever.
Until you retire.
Yeah.
Especially some of those positions that are like Landon Dickerson.
Yeah.
Right, offensive line. Once you're in, you're kind of, it's like getting in the fraternity and you're just kind of in until you either have like a horrific year or like someone kicks you out.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why I don't look at it. I like the all-pro stuff. That's the shit that matters to me. Because, okay, A.J. Brown missed more games. Is A.J. Brown a Pro Bowler over C.D. Lamb? In my opinion, yeah.
Because he missed it. Only because he missed the time.
Only because he missed time. I mean, C.D. Lamb was good. Did he do anything to help his team win? Absolutely not. But again, popularity contest. Not super worried about any of that. I am just excited because we're the NFC East champs.
Right.
Like, Saquon Barkley's first NFC championship on the back of a 2,000-yard season.
How about he had no idea about a hat and T-shirt game? Just had never had that before.
He's never been there.
He's not like, and
that's the Giants.
That's right. And listen, can we just touch on the Giants for half a second?
Yeah.
Like, the Giants going into last weekend are slated with the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, and they win.
All they have to do is not show up, and they can pick whoever they want. And what do?
They fucking won.
Yeah, but
they go out there and they win.
Idiots.
And now they're picking what, 5?
Yeah, and if they beat the Eagles this week, if we play nobody, it drops them back to like 8.
Yeah, can we just not roll? Can we just not roll anybody out there,
dude?
They wanted to win a game for their fans. They hadn't won at home all year.
Yeah, and all the fans are like, fucking be kidding me. There goes the first overall pick.
All of them.
That is just a
not even the first overall pick. Like, you might be picking from, like, if you wanted to pick a quarterback.
Yeah.
You might be picking like the 3rd or 4th quarterback at that point.
Yeah, you're not getting
brilliant.
You're not getting Ewing from Texas. You're not going to get Cam Ward from Miami. Like,
you're not going to get Shador.
Like, you're fucked right now. They're going to take, like, Carson Beck. They're going to reach on him, and he stinks. And it's just going to be the typical Giants move. It's like, oh, we just took fucking the guy from Georgia who didn't play in the bowl game because he was hurt. But he's got great intangibles now. The kid fucking sucks. He's like an 8-year senior.
I'm here for it all.
Dude,
How about the dude from Miami who just finished? He finished his 9th year of eligibility.
Yeah. The more you say, the more you know, and the more you see. He just likes school. There was the one dude, the one quarterback, I forget who was playing. He was 26, 27 years old. He was on his 7th year.
At this point, he should have his doctorate.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's
Like,
just...
what classes in the catalog are left?
It's like, I didn't think you could redshirt every single year. That's why you're on 8 years. I redshirted my freshman to senior year, and then I decided to play when I was bigger than everybody. And it was great.
Oh, God.
I did great.
That is wild.
Brandon Whedon wasn't Brandon Whedon like 30?
Yeah, he was 28.
Yeah.
28.
28 playing with 18-year-olds.
Yeah, dude. Fucking college football is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Wow. All right, you ready? Ready for the next set of stats?
Yes.
The Zach Bond pay the man stats.
Pro Bowl.
Right? And there's been a series of people that are comparing his set of stats this year to Luke Kuechly in 2013. Right? He's got 5 less tackles. He's got 1 more tackle for loss. He's got 3.5 more sacks. He's got 5 more forced fumbles, and he's got 1 interception. Compared to Luke Kuechly, who had 156, 10 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 0 forced fumbles, 4 interceptions. I mean, right there, and he's leading the team, and he's the number one, leading the number 1 defense. I mean, just if there's not a way to say that he's not the defensive player of the year, I don't know that there's anybody out there that's having a better season than he had.
No. And you need to fucking sign him. I don't know what they're waiting for. Like, it's just ridiculous.
The longer you wait, the more it's going to cost.
Yeah, they should have just locked him the fuck up. Like, I don't understand why.
I don't pay linebackers, but Howie, I mean, if there's ever a time where you need to pay a linebacker, and you don't have to worry about, bringing somebody else in next year, just lock the man up. You know what you're getting. The guy shows up every game. He anchors that defense back there, and he's just the perfect fit. He's always in the right place all the time. You just got to bite the bullet. Howie. You got to bite the bullet.
Yeah, that's a guy you need to go after. You go after Myles Garrett in the offseason.
There it is.
You're looking good. They said the Eagles were the front runners to land him, which, I mean, I think you should. At this point, you need to be like, okay, the Rams were winning championships by trading their first-round picks for talent. Go get these guys and fucking win. Like, we have the young guys. We have the core that we need in these positions. But now we need things to just, like, make us elite. Like, even more elite, which would be like a Madden crazy whole defensive line rating of 99 overall. Like, and that's the shit you'd get if you get like a Myles Garrett type, like, and throw him on that line with Jalen Carter. Pro Bowl.
Rich, I'm gonna give you a comp and tell me if I'm like way off base. But like when the Patriots were in the thralls of going to Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl, and they go out and get Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Right, like something along those lines, where you're elite, and then you just take it another step.
Yeah, I mean that's what it pushed them over. They didn't win; it wasn't Randy's fault, but Myles Garrett is that dude who can make an impact. You just add another 12 to 17 sacks, is what you're doing to that defensive line. Good fucking luck. You see what Jalen Carter can do. You see what Milt Williams can do. You see what Smith can do. Insert Myles Garrett. Holy shit! Like,
right? that would just get ugly fast.
Terrifying. Like, it's honestly terrifying to be on that offensive side of the ball because Jalen Carter's not going to get double teamed no more.
Yep.
You literally are spreading those offensive linemen out and pick your poison. And maybe we would actually get some holding calls because you would see how they would need to hold our defensive line for them to not eat your quarterback. So, yeah.
Done and done.
Give me that. Give me all of that this offseason.
Listen, all day long. The elephant in the room, though. We already know what the decision was to sit the starters. You're in this. You're in that position. What are you doing?
If I'm Saquon or the organization?
Either. You pick.
If I'm Saquon, I'm pushing to play. If I'm the organization, I'm doing exactly what the Eagles are doing, because Super Bowl aspirations or record. And I can understand breaking the record would be fucking amazing, and we all want him to do it. Mm-hmm. But we all would like to see him win a Super Bowl in his first year here. And we'd like to see him play in the playoffs. You don't know what these fucking guys are going to do from the Giants and what they're out for. I mean, you saw the fucking Dallas Cowboys taking cheap shots at our fucking backup quarterback. Like, come on. Like, these guys have nothing to play for. Would I love to see him maybe try to do it in one quarter? It's like, yeah, let's try to, give him the first quarter. Get 100 yards in the first quarter. But you got to look at the longevity of it. And you can't take big hits. You can't risk getting a concussion. You can't risk getting a sprained ankle. There's just too much on the line. I think they should play a little bit just for game speed. I don't think sitting the whole time is the move. But you got to do what's best for yourself and the team, and that's to go into the playoffs healthy.
Right.
Yeah. I think the other thing I thought about, and Joe, you can talk about this, the fact that, like, if he plays, everybody plays.
Right. That's
and I think the benefit of the benefit of having that week 5 bye was able to reset the season early and be able to rip 10 games off. The downside of that is that you haven't had a break since week 5.
Yeah.
So you get these guys off their feet. You get them the ability to be able to rest. You're getting guys that aren't ever going to play a chance to put some stuff on film. I mean, you're going to see guys like Keely Ringo. You're going to see 4 quarters of Tanner McKee. You're going to see other guys. I think this is the opportunity, and if you're going to have to win 4 games.
Yeah.
I mean, and if the most likely scenario plays out, you might have to run through that whole NFC division, right? You might have to run through the Packers, Vikings, and Lions to get to the Super Bowl, and you're gonna need the rest. And I think, the one thing that the quote that I saw today from Zach Berman about to play or not to play and breaking the record, right? And he's like, we didn't come here. I didn't sign here to break Eric Dickerson's record. We came here to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And to have that perspective being 101 yards away, and I think you saw that all season long, right? You look back at how many of those games did he come out in the middle of the middle late third quarter, right? There were plenty. I mean, he probably forfeited close to a full game's worth of rushing attempts because the game was in hand, and he really if it was about breaking that record, he would have had if he had played full games in all those situations, he probably would have broke it on Sunday, right? But I also think about he's a huge student of the game, right? So he's very in tune to like all those things, right? And I heard him in a completely separate interview talk about the record for combined regular season and postseason is Terrell Davis with 2,476 yards. That's now the mark. Right? Yeah. That's what he's going after. So like, I have a good feeling about it.
Yeah, I mean he's the ultimate pro. He's the ultimate teammate. He's a smart guy. He sees the bigger goal. And he's in a situation that he's never been in his life. So this is all this is all gravy. Like, you're on a winning team, you're on a winning organization, and you have an opportunity to do something special. And he's already done something special. He was already a 2,000-yard rusher, which
One of 8.
nine people in the entire NFL all time can say.
Mhm.
Obviously he's disappointed. You heard one of his interviews. You could hear the disappointment in his voice. But in the same breath, he knows what we're trying to do. Everybody's on board. Everybody's on the same page, and that's what everybody's looking out for their teammate and doing whatever they can to make sure that they're winning and they're going to win playoff games and they're going to get this thing rolling again. You got to get these guys fresh. I mean, Dean missed last week. He's banged up. AJ Brown, played, but he's been banged up with whatever he's got going on with him.
Yeah.
And then obviously with Jalen, you got to get these guys 100%. The whole thing with Jalen and the protocol, I think it's probably just going to last this week. Hopefully we don't hear anything about it going into next week. I think he's going to be fine by then. But it's a great opportunity to get it, get back on track health wise, reboot, and do this. It's it's a 4-game sprint, but you got to have all your guys. I mean,
Yep.
Detroit. Look at Detroit. Detroit's completely depleted on defense. Their offense is elite. Minnesota has a top offense, and their defense is very good. But Sam Darnold hasn't played in the playoffs. And then you have Green Bay, who we've already beaten. And I think we're a better team. We're a better team now than
And they have no Jair Alexander.
they don't have Alexander. He's out. And I think we're a better team now than we were, in the first game of the season. So, and then if we were to play Washington, which is a small percentage, it would be a revenge game for us taking a shit against them the last time. So, it's I mean, these guys know what they got to do. You don't need a rah-rah speech. You don't need to get these guys on the same page and try to set the world on fire with a speech. But they're rolling, and they got to keep it rolling. They know they're battle tested. They've been here before. The Super Bowl left a bad taste in our mouth. Last year certainly left a bad taste in our mouth.
Yeah.
So they've got their they're going to be coming out and trying to break the door down. So I think we're in a really good spot. It's a really good feeling, and I think we've the sky's the limit. You keep these guys healthy and these guys rolling. I mean, there's so many ways this team can hit you. You might get Goddard. I don't know if Goddard's going to play this week, but he'll definitely be back for the playoffs.
Yeah, they opened up his practice window.
Yeah,
I think
now you have two guys that
Calcater's been playing real well.
Eric got those reps, and he's making plays, and he's showing what he can do with given the opportunity. So it's great to see. I mean, let's keep it rolling, man. This is fucking fantastic.
Who comes back first? Jalen Hurts or James Bradbury?
Who?
Who comes back first?
Is he on the active roster?
Joe,
Is he stealing a position spot from somebody?
We need to Google that. Where's James Bradbury?
You know what? He might get cut for Zeke Elliott.
Jesus Christ. Listen, he's setting the world record for the longest 6 to 8 week injury window.
And they don't even like. I'd love if I was part of the Eagles media. I'd be like, "Where's James Bradbury?" I would just ask every week, and how's James Bradbury progressing?
They don't even have.
I would just.
Oh God.
I wouldn't even be able to say it with a straight face.
But listen, I think you got a lot of hungry guys, and you see that there are a lot of guys that have things to prove, and they're all kind of on the same page. I'm also looking at the defensive back room, right? The Eagles have the number 1 pass defense per game, allowing just a shade under 177 yards, and the number 2 passer rating allowed at 82.6, but yet not a single player in the secondary gets elected to the Pro Bowl.
Mm.
Which, so I think there's a lot of receipts that are being taken, and I think that there's going to be a lot of cashing in of those receipts in a couple weeks, and I think you're going to start to see that. You're going to, the odds are is the highest that you're going to get Green Bay at home. You're going to get Green Bay for a true home game.
Yeah.
I love the way that they match up. Right, that Green Bay's got a very, very deep wide receiver room, but I think when you can't put everybody on the field all at the same time.
Yeah.
I think when you look at that match, like that strength also matches up against the Eagles' strength. And when you're going to run the ball, great. But we also that all of the things that they do well all match up against strengths that we have.
Yeah.
And now I think losing Jair Alexander makes that defensive backfield weaker, which is something that you can exploit.
Yeah.
And AJ cooked him anyway, so.
Yeah. I'm not
true.
Whoever we play. I just, I'm looking forward to it. This week is going to be a real fun Sunday of not worrying about football. Fantasy's over.
Yep.
I don't have anything. I'm looking forward to Monday night's game against the Detroit and Minnesota. Of course.
Sunday night. That's going to be great.
Yeah, Sunday. How crazy it is! It's like the second to last game of the season, and this is like for all the marbles. Like that's what I'm looking forward to, because you have two teams who are going to beat the fuck out of each other.
I hope so.
To get that, like they're going to beat the fuck out of each other, and one of those teams is going to be pretty fucking hurt, and they have to go on the road. And I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota does beat Detroit, because Detroit's defense is so trash. Like there's no one left in that defense. So I really wouldn't be surprised Minnesota winning. But Minnesota, I watch a lot. I've seen a lot of their games. I'm not overly impressed with that team. They're good, but they're not great. And I don't trust Sam. I think he's a hell of a comeback player of the year. But I'm not too worried about him. I'm worried about Detroit because they'll just throw out 50 on you, and you just got to make sure you can keep up. Keep scoring. You got to shut them down. I mean, fucking Jared got those 5 interceptions, and they still fucking win.
They still win. Yeah, I think you Rich, for that to be the very, very last game that's going to be played in the NFL season, and it's going to come down to determining who gets the number 1 seed in the bye, and then who drops all the way to 5 and has to go on the road and play is great theater, number one. But I couldn't agree with you more, right? Like the fact that the Vikings team, they do a really good job at getting guys in space where they can execute. And I think they've made Sam Darnold look like Joe Montana, and kudos to the coaching staff. But that, to me, if you have to match him up against this defense, I like my chances. And I think that's a game and that's a team that you can kind of outplay. Where the Lions, they have filled in every blank every time someone has gone down. It's literally been the next man.
Yeah.
And they have not missed a beat. For them to lose, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs just kind of slides in and takes and just kind of he is like so wild electric, man. It's really fun to watch, but that's gonna be a game where you just sit down, kick your feet up, and it's great to be able to watch that game, not being a fan of either team, and just sit back and just watch a really great football game. Because most of the football games that are going to be on Sunday are going to be garbage.
Yeah, Ollie's not happy because him being a scumbag Miami fan.
They're playing the Jets.
They're playing the Jets, but not that. It's the fact that Kansas City is resting all their starters, so Denver is most likely going to win, which means Denver gets the playoff spot. because he needs Cincinnati and whatchamacallit to lose.
Yeah.
So he's not too happy that they're not going to make it. But don't worry, because this dude was legit all over and pumping his fist and going nuts for the Birds and saying "Go Birds," do an Eagles chant. He's such a little sack of shit. I love that kid to death. It's my son, but don't fucking be, dude. You don't do no fins up in this fucking house. He's Go Birds doing the Eagles chant with me. Like he knows. He knows. He needs to pump his little 6-year-old brakes.
He needs to just listen. He'll come around at some point, but like the slate of games, aren't even really worthy of the red zone. It's going to just be really just bumping from bad game to bad game.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just excited to put the red zone on and just fuck it.
Just kind of kick back.
Just have a good time and just enjoy. Then it's playoffs, baby.
So, is there any? I guess it depends on scenarios and who we play and this and that. Could we possibly play Saturday?
I mean, I got to imagine, Joe, that the wild card round, if you looked at it, they're going to be like two really good games. You're going to have the Eagles and Packers, which is going to be like a marquee matchup. And I think in the AFC, if it plays out the way that I think it might, you might get like the hardballs. You might get Baltimore and the Chargers.
Okay.
But the other games, I think when you look at it, I'm trying to look at playoff scenario right now. Like you might get like Steelers, Texans.
Ugh.
Right? Like you might get like the Chiefs are going to get the bye. You're going to get like Bills, like maybe like you're going to get you're going to have a couple of like stupid, like really just like trashy games. So I think the most likely scenario is you're probably going to get the Eagles in one of those like primetime slots. But they could play Saturday.
Saturday night.
It'll be like Denver. If Denver wins, it'll most likely be Denver versus Buffalo, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
Which will be fucking I mean,
there's not a ton of exciting games, and even in the NFC, right? You're gonna have like Washington is probably gonna end up playing the Rams, which is like and then you're gonna have like the Vikings, but like either it's gonna be like whatever team loses that NFC North, so like we're probably gonna go and play at the Bucks or at Atlanta, depending on how that game shakes out.
Yeah.
There's not that first round, I know it's like the first round of plus, but there's not a ton of there's going to be like two really, really good games. I think the Eagles-Packers game is a good game, and I think that Chargers-Ravens game is going to be a great game.
Yeah.
The Falcons so screwed themselves losing to Washington the other night. Did you guys see that?
I'll tell you what, can we talk about that? That game was a really, really exciting game to watch.
It was.
Watching Jaden Daniels and Michael Penix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They missed a long field goal at the end of regulation, and then Washington winds up winning it in overtime. If they had the same record as Tampa, they would have won the division.
Yep.
But now they're banking on Tampa Bay losing. I mean, obviously they have to win their last game, but Tampa Bay has to lose to what? Carolina or New Orleans or something like that?
New Orleans.
Yeah, but Atlanta choked that game away there at the end. So, but yeah, Penix looked really good, man. Penix, he made some nice plays, but
yeah.
Listen, Kirk Cousins is going to get cut.
Who?
He's going to go somewhere and get paid again.
Yeah,
he's making a shit ton of cash.
Where they going to San Francisco? They're going to pay Kirk Cousins instead of Brock Purdy.
Oh,
I mean, this league recycles quarterbacks like nobody else's business, man.
Yeah. I mean, Carolina, I think Bryce Young has been playing well, that he earned himself, another year there. Like, he's been playing like a man on a fucking mission. Like, he's been playing real well. It's so weird where like the quarterback's going to go. Like, is he going to go to the Jets? Like, I guess, maybe I don't know, but I just love the fact that fucking the Jets are going to move on from Aaron Rodgers and
What
Devontae.
a disaster.
Like, you waited this long to tell us? Like, we already knew. Like, we already knew. The fucking idiots. I can't believe. I mean, I love watching the demise of Aaron Rodgers because I fucking can't stand him. I couldn't stand him when he was with Green Bay. He's a fucking weirdo. He's a diva. Mr. I take no accountability for fucking anything. I love the fact that he handpicked all of his offensive weapons
He's cooked.
and got Devontae Adams there, and they won what? One game since Devontae joined.
Yeah.
It's so fucking great.
He needs to go back in the dark room. He's got to, he's got to get his his thoughts together, and then
He needs to retire because I don't think any team wants him. I think he's severed enough relationships in the league that GMs are going to be like, dude, one, you're 45.
Is he that old?
He's 40.
Yeah,
Pretty sure he's like 40 or 41.
he needs to hang it up.
You need to fucking hang it up. Like, you're done, dude. Like, no team wants you back. And I don't even want you as a backup. I'd rather have fucking Tanner McGee. So, like, all these teams need quarterbacks. You got the Giants. You got them. I mean, half the teams, the Rams need a fucking quarterback. Matthew Stafford's thrown one touchdown in the past 12 quarters of football.
Wow.
And they're a fucking playoff team.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mediocre quarterbacks.
Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Seahawks need a fucking quarterback. Geno Smith. Oh, he's got the most yards. He fucking stinks. He's got the most yards, but he has not the most touchdowns. Like, so what the fuck? Oh, he's throwing for 5,000 yards. That's great. And he's got 19 interceptions and 8 touchdowns. It's like fucking great. Yeah, he airs the ball out a lot. The Browns? Ooh, what are they going to do? Did you know that Bailey Zappi is starting for them this Sunday? Since 1999, how many starting quarterbacks have the Browns had? Different starting quarterbacks.
Oh, God.
Since 1999. How many? 100?
132.
Yeah, it seems like it.
The Jet, like, do you know the number?
I know the number.
Since
47.
No, lower than that. Since 1990. 40. They've had 40 different starting quarterbacks since 1999.
That's insane.
Yeah. That's the
I knew
fucking
it was long.
Wow.
Damn. I knew it was long, but, like, damn.
Does
That's
Russell
long.
Wilson stay in Pittsburgh?
Who?
Listen, are you guys watching the Hard Knocks?
No.
The mid-season Hard Knocks?
I've done.
The relationship that he has with Tomlin, it's a really good working relationship, and they seem to kind of feed off each other. Christ's sake, they both look like they're about the same fucking age. But like, I don't mind Russ in Pittsburgh.
Who leads first, him or George Pickens?
Dude, George is gone.
George Pickens is a fucking psycho.
George is a fucking disaster.
He was a psycho in college, and that was like his main thing.
But
is
still,
he's a fucking.
He hasn't learned anything on how to be a pro. Did you see the Steeler Cleveland game earlier in the year at the end of the game where he was fighting?
Oh, in the snow.
Huh?
In the snow when he was like fighting with
like a fan or something?
Yeah.
He got into it with a fan like after the game. Like, dude, he is a loose cannon all the time.
Yeah, and that's how he was in college. That was like the knock on him in college was he's an asshole. Like, he's out of his mind. And I was watching a clip of him earlier where Russell said, "Oh, they just weren't on the same page," and
yeah, he
like was all pissed off.
And then he stopped talking and left the interview.
Dude, he's such a fucking whack job. Like, you have all the talent in the world, just don't be a dickhead. Like, that's really what it comes down to.
So easy for him to go off the rail. Like, if you're like egging him on or like trying to
GJ would be perfect for getting him.
Yeah, Gardner, him and Gardner.
Dude, put Gardner Johnson on him and just have him whisper something in his ear. I guarantee he throws a punch. Guarantee.
Come on, bitch, hit me. Come on.
Garner Johnson was the one who Michael Thomas punched in the face in practice because he was like giving him shit.
Oh, that's right.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Garner Johnson talks so much shit. Mike Thomas fucking punched him in the face.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I love every minute of it. Speaking of Michael Thomas, he's still a free agent. Want to sign
Yeah,
him?
what is it? These guys, it's got to be a money thing. Like Hunter Renfroe. Hunter Renfroe was one of the best slot guys in the league for the Raiders, and same thing.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Slot gods. Two slot gods.
20. He's like 28. Like he's still young.
Yeah, it's got to be a money thing, or he just
Maybe yeah. Maybe he's like, I don't want to go back to the Raiders, so
I
screw
don't
it.
think anybody wants to go back to the Raiders. I think
Right.
Brock Bowers is going to request a trade. Hey, I just had a best.
Would you
ladies-
want to go back to the Raiders?
No.
Well, look, it might be. It's looking like it might be Vrabel.
He didn't do shit in fucking Tennessee.
Well, that's the word that's coming out. He might not want to go to New England.
Well, he needs. Why? New England doesn't need another head coach.
Well,
Like,
I think
Mayo.
what's his name is going to quit or get fired.
Gerard Mayo's going to quit or get fired.
That's what I heard.
That would be fucking stupid. They have nobody. They're literally dealing with fucking Bill Belichick's roster.
Right.
Where Bill Belichick
Yeah.
One year, Drake. Right. Like
terribly.
get some real talent on that offense to give Drake May and add the defense. Like the dude's been there for a year. He's been there for a cup of coffee. Like,
Dude, they haven't drafted any offensive linemen. They haven't drafted any good wide receivers.
they're all been trash.
They're all terrible. And Christian Gonzalez is a really good corner. They have no defensive line.
Yeah.
They have nothing. Like, how do you expect Gerard Mayo to be successful? Like, you knew this team was a rebuild. And they're like, oh, we're going to fire him? Like, what the fuck? Drake Mays looks good. It's not his fault his best receiver is Pop Douglas, who's 5'7". When your best receiver is 5'7", there's a fucking issue there. And who drafted all these guys? Bill fucking Belichick. GM Bill Belichick. Fucking coach. So good.
Do you have so if they've got the number 1 pick right now?
I'm trading.
Is it you trading it or you draft Travis Hunter?
Maybe they take Hunter. Yeah.
Yeah, you take Travis Hunter. I forgot.
Dude,
You got a chance to potentially solve both of those positions.
He's not going to be in the pros.
No.
What do you think he plays in pros?
I think he just stays a wide receiver.
Well, then there you go. I mean,
If he's got to pick one, that's the money spot, right? He's
That's
going to get the paycheck's going to be so
He's
much bigger.
I'm going to play both. It's a different game. It's a way different game. And no offense, you're a Heisman Trophy winner. I get it. People are going to fucking pick on you. Like, people are going to throw the ball your way. You're going to be fucking tired. You're going to be trying to make tackle after tackle. And if you're not going to be trying to make tackles and you're not going to be covering guys, well, then you're going to be fucking burnt toast. So then you're going to go out there and play fucking wide receiver. Like, it's a different game. If it could have been done, like, I think who was the person who did it? Troy Brown did it.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
for New England.
how many years in a row did he do it? I don't think he did it.
Maybe
His
like
whole
one.
career.
I think
He
it was maybe 1 or 2, maybe.
I think he just did it like a game or a few. Like, he wasn't.
I think it was kind of like, and he was a returner, punt returner, or kick returner also.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't see that being feasible. I mean, if he does, that's awesome. It'd be really cool to fucking see that. But yeah, I mean, you don't take a quarterback there. You don't need one. And then where's Sanders go? Because he's not going to go. He's going to do the Eli Manning thing. He doesn't want to play for New York. So does he go to Vegas? Does Vegas have the number 2 pick?
I can tell you in 1 second.
I mean, the Bears are fucked. Like, the Bears are fucked. I think Caleb Williams is a bust. I think Caleb Williams absolutely sucks.
Yeah, and I mean, they just suck at drafting quarterbacks. They just go through quarterback and coach like nobody else's business. It's so bad.
I think Caleb will.
They went through. I mean, they went through this not that long ago with Trubisky, where they picked the wrong guy.
Yeah, I might lose you guys because I didn't bring a charger down for my phone, and I'm running on empty.
That's all right.
New England, Tennessee, Cleveland, New York, Jacksonville.
Sorry,
Vegas is 8.
Read it again.
Wow. Somebody's
New
gonna
England?
jump. Somebody might jump up. They might
New
trade
England?
that pick.
So New England, Tennessee, Cleveland, and the Giants are all 3-13.
Okay.
Jacksonville, Carolina, the Jets, Vegas, and Chicago are all 4-12.
Ooh.
And then New Orleans is at 10, at 5-11.
Ooh.
San Fran is at 11 with 6-10.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Who's the worst? Who's at the bottom right now? New England?
New England, Tennessee, Cleveland, and the Giants are all sitting at 3-13.
Well, Cleveland's not going to move on from Watson, and Tennessee's not going to bag it with Levis yet.
They should, because he's fucking
They
terrible.
should.
He's terrible.
I mean, if I'm anybody in the top 4, I'm drafting. I would draft a quarterback. The only one that's not drafting a quarterback is New England.
Right.
And Tennessee's defense has been good. Tennessee is really only missing a quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, that's the craziest part. It's Tennessee's has weapons. They have two.
Levis is terrible.
Levis is just bad. Mason Rudolph came in and looked serviceable, but he's also not good.
Right.
They need a quarterback, and they'd be fine. Like, L'Jarius Sneed is anchoring their fucking secondary. Jeffrey Simmons. They've
got a good defense. Line. They just can't score points because their quarterback is an idiot.
Yeah. Their quarterback, I love.
Their quarterback is a complete idiot. They lost at home. They lost at home to the Bengals.
When Will Levis threw the interception.
They lost at home to the Bengals.
Well, the Bengals are good.
They are?
I imagine
they're okay, but
the Bengals
defense stinks.
I think they would go on a run. The Bengals have been playing so well. With Joe
right now, but when we played them, their defense was not good.
Oh no, their defense sucks. Their defense. Yeah. Joe Burrow is just magic. Look what Joe Burrow's done to every single team besides the Eagles.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the playoffs are a better place with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Like
it would be a much better product they're playing.
I like Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix is the second best quarterback who came out in this draft, behind Daniels. I don't want to see fucking Denver in there. I don't want to see Denver in the playoff. Like, it's just, they're boring as fuck. They are so boring to watch. And I love the fact that Jerry Jeudy complained so much and got traded to the Browns.
The Browns.
And he's a Pro Bowler, yada, 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 but you're on one of the worst teams and in the worst franchises in football. You could have been...
Is Cleveland able to get out of that contract?
No. No, they still got like 3 years left.
Oh. And they got to suffer through that for 3 more years.
They're going to be eating that money for the next 3 years.
Yep. And Deshaun Watson has 2 years left. His cap hit is $73 million this year, $76 million the next year. Yeah, it's like a dead cap. Million.
Oh God.
And they hate him. All the fans hate him out there.
Yep. He got him for 2 more seasons. And that's the Browns being the Browns.
Wow. Hey, Miles. Come to Philly. Miles, come on down.
I think, dude, if they offer, I think you get him for like a 2 and a 4.
You think?
Yeah.
I'd give him a 1.
I would give him a 1 straight up too.
Absolutely.
I don't think you have to. Like, I really don't think you have to. Cleveland just needs picks.
You might not, but I would.
Oh, I'd give a 1 in a heartbeat. I would say to the Raiders, here's a 1. I would like Max Crosby. Here's a 1. I would like Myles Garrett. And the Cowboys, here's a 1 and a 3. I would like Micah Parsons. And here's Darius Slay on top of it.
and throw in Bradbury.
And James Bradbury for free. James Bradbury is actually going to carry his bag to the car. We bought 2 tickets, both one way.
How old is Garrett? Is he 27?
27, 28.
Yeah.
Joe, at this point, I don't even care how old he is.
Yeah, fuck
He
it.
could be he
No,
could be
I
47.
was just curious. Oh yeah.
No,
I
I
mean,
know, but like he just destroys people, and
he's a game.
like with
Yeah, he
with
I think he's
no
averaging a
effort.
sack a game,
Yeah, he's
Listen,
ridiculous.
and that's on Cleveland.
With no one
right
else.
That's on
where
Cleveland.
right. Put him next to anybody. Anybody. Like if you had a line,
Him and Jalen Carter would be disgusting.
He
right?
would.
The two of them and Milton Williams and Nolan Smith,
Yep.
Yeah.
and
He would
then
be
you're
getting
gonna have
like,
the defensive player of the year in Zach Vaughn and
oh my
Kobe
god,
Dean.
he would be getting
Right.
Jason Babin numbers.
Jason Bat.
Oh God.
He would be getting Jason Babin numbers. Remember the wide
So
nine?
bad.
The wide nine.
Oh
What a
my
fucking-
Remember the
God.
wide nine?
Oh.
Well, listen. Speaking of that, right before we jump back, are you watching the college football playoff?
Yes.
Texas and Ohio State, Penn State, and Notre Dame.
Ugh.
Northeast Philadelphia, I think, might burn down. Might burn down fragment with the amount of people that are the Penn State and Notre Dame people.
Oh, I know. I could give two fucks about either of those teams. Like,
Ohio State looks good.
I hated Ohio State.
How about
I do
all
too.
Game.
how about all
I do
four
too,
of the
but they
teams
look
that
good.
all four of those
Hey.
teams that got buys all lost?
Can James Franklin win a big game?
No.
He's gonna have a shot.
We all know
He's
what
gonna have his
He's
shot
gonna
in
do
South
something
Florida.
stupid. You know he is. I'm sorry. I went there and I love Penn State, but he always leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
terrible. Ain't happening.
Final thoughts, gentlemen.
Go Bird. That's all I. Whose phone's crackling? Is that mine? Oh, I think it was Joe. I think we lost Joe. Yeah, we lost Joe. I think his phone started crackling at the end. Did you hear it? Did you hear it?
It was. He started sounding like a robot.
Yeah, he started sounding like a robot. Poor Joe.
Love you, Joe.
Is pretty much just go Birds. Like, I'm just super excited for the playoffs. I don't really have some inspirational thing this week. It's been a nutty holiday. I hope everybody had a safe and happy holidays. Hope everything was great. But it's go Birds. Like, I'm excited. I can't wait for the playoffs. I can't wait to get Jalen back. I can't wait to see what this team does against Green Bay. It's all riding high over here. So just go Birds and let's get these dubs. Let's bring home the Super Bowl.
Listen, I'm right there with you. It's just all Birds all day long. I love where this team is. Love the vibe is very akin to the last time they made a big run with the way that the team is kind of coming together. Except this time they're just exceptionally more talented than they've ever been, and I love that. I just love this team. This team is just super fun to watch every Sunday, and you're gonna see a lot of trashy football on Sunday, but I think you're gonna get your guys rest, and then you're gonna see who you're gonna play, and then they gotta come here, right? And if one of those two teams that that ends up with that number one seed, they face somebody tough and they lose, you got the opportunity to host all the way until the Super Bowl. If someone goes into Detroit or goes into Minnesota, I'm here for it. And the fact that, Rich, I don't know if you saw it, but do you see the new Saquon Barkley commercial for it's like a sleeping pill if you're having trouble sleeping?
No.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Send it to me.
It is incredible because it's like, oh, if you're having trouble sleeping, oh, why don't you count to 2,000 going backwards? And it's trolling the Giants so bad, but it's done so subtly. But yeah, it's from here on out, it's just go Birds.
Go fucking Birds. You stuck around, you fucked around, you found out. I'm Rich. That's Don. Joe was there, but he peaced out. We're drunk on broad. Still wishing you guys, the happiest of New Year's and all that. But as always, it's fuck Dallas, fuck Deshaun Watson, fuck Spike Eskin, fuck his old man, that fucking Skeletor piece of shit, scumbag. And it's fuck whoever we see in the playoffs. Because it's go Birds, and it's fucking go Birds only. We're drunk on broad. Love you, Philly. Peace.
Later, skaters.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions.
E-A-T-L-E-S